Just started the streaming, councillors.
Never quite sure why my number is, my time's different to yours, but I'll wait till this one. It's 5 o'clock. Oh, must be my time, must be out on my clock. 49. The sky will fall in if we start a minute early. Aha, 5 o'clock. Thanks, councillors. I note we have Councillor Ripper online. Councillor Ripper, can you see and hear me?
See and hear. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper. Members of the public gallery should note that Council records and publishes council meetings via YouTube to enhance the accessibility of council meetings to the broader Wellington community. These recordings are also published and archived on Council's website for viewing by the public. Recordings may be used for publicity or information purposes. Members of the public in attendance at the council meeting who wish to communicate with the council regarding an agenda item or any other matter should advise the mayor, ideally prior to the meeting starting, to ensure that their submission is called at the appropriate time during the meeting. Could gallery visitors, councillors and invited online attendees please ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are turned off or in silent mode for the duration of the meeting. Wellington Shire Council acknowledges our offices are located on the traditional lands of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present. Councillors, we have no apologies. Actually, we have full house. Any declarations of conflict of interest? We have the minutes of the previous council meeting being circulated. Do I have a motion to move to accept those? Thank you.
I move the council adopt the minutes and resolution of 1. The ordinary council meeting of Tuesday the 20th of May 2025 and 2. The unscheduled council meeting of Tuesday the 27th of May 2025.
Seconded, Councillor Madeley. Is that motion opposed? The motion not being opposed, it's carried. Did you wish to speak? No, thank you. We move on to item 4. There's no business arising from previous meetings. I don't believe we have any late or urgent items, nor have we received any notices of motion. We have no petitions or joint letters being received, and indeed no outstanding petitions. So we move then on to item 8, the invited addresses, presentations or acknowledgements, and I believe we have a few of those. Councillor Madeley.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. On Friday morning, I had the privilege of attending the launch of the Live for Life program in Wellington Shire. This youth mental health and suicide prevention initiative is now active in our local high schools, aiming to equip all Year 8 students from our 6 local secondary schools with the knowledge and skills to support their own mental health and that of their peers. The program's rollout is a significant step towards fostering a supportive and informed community for our young people. This program would not be possible without the support of the John Leslie Foundation and a number of stakeholders from within our community. Thank you also to the Wellington Shire staff that work to make this type of program a reality. I'll continue, Mayor, sorry. Later that morning, the Mayor and I attended the National Reconciliation Week service held at Rummyuck here in Sale. The event provided an opportunity for reflection on our shared history, emphasising the importance of unity, understanding and truth-telling as we move forward. It was an emotional service that reinforced the need for a commitment to reconciliation and the ongoing journey towards a more inclusive community. The theme for Reconciliation Week 2025 was Bridging Now to Next, reflecting the connection between past, present and future. Thank you also to all the council staff that were in attendance to support this important week. Thank you.
Councillor Madeley. I believe Councillor Ripper online might have a presentation here. Councillor Ripper.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some fantastic recent achievements in our region that highlight the strength, talent and dedication within our community of Gippsland. Firstly, congratulations to Madeleine Breakspear of Sale, who was awarded a Community Coach of the Year at the Victorian Sports Awards. Madeleine's leadership with the Sale United Football Club Women has delivered multiple championship wins, and her contribution both on and off the field make a real difference in the lives of young athletes across Gippsland. I'd also like to mention a success of Tanamba Hotel on the 2025 Australian Hotel Association Victoria Awards for Excellence. The venue, Best Pub Restaurant, Regional and Rising Talent, Quinn Jacobs, was named Apprentice of the Year. It is a wonderful recognition of the hard work and quality of our local hospitality industry. And Quinn was a waiter and has now moved on to an apprentice in the restaurant. Adding to Gippsland's pub pride, the Star Hotel in Sale won the regional category of the Best Chicken Parma, proving again that our local venues are delivering top-notch dining experiences. These wins are not only great for local stories, they also reinforce the importance of local jobs, clubs and businesses. Congratulations to all.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper, and there's nothing like a good chicken parma, I think. Councillor Wells.
Thank you. On Thursday, May 22nd, myself, Mayor Rossetti, Deputy Mayor Madeley, Councillor Tatterson and Councillor Ripper were lucky enough to attend the Volunteers Night. The night was a huge success. Lots of people. The venue was here and everyone had heaps of room to move. I want to make special mention of all the people, and I know there's a few people here, but the efforts that were put in were excellent, and I don't think the people get enough acknowledgement for what they do. So I'll quickly run through them from for these few names. So communications and media, there was Kim with her team, Catherine Hicks, Alia South, Sharon Wilson, Lisa Manning, Chris Patton and Lily Tatterson and Nicole Danks. The gallery was Georgina Glanville, CC Kingwell. The Wedge, Sam Jones, Wade Hunt, Jonas Kemple, Harrison Ford. TMOE stall was Michael Kewish, Helen Lanigan, Helen Silver, Casey Johnson, Sarah Williams, Bev Lynn. Facilities and Emergency Management stall was Robin Hale, Lisa Linden, Tracy Hughes, Nathan Constanzo. And the Youth Council stall was Darcy Wright, Talia Snyder, Devon Hornsby, Hen Radin and Zach Dunkus. Without these people, these kind of functions don't go on. So I really thank them. They did a great job and it was really, really well run. There'll be a few things that, you know, where it's a learning thing, so next year it'll be bigger and better. The other thing I really want to make thank you to was the hunting ground. Beautiful little pieces, bits and pieces going around all night, kept everyone fed and happy. And then for the people afterwards, and the big call was Big Bear Donuts, it was excellent. So, but yet again, thank you to everyone that put the efforts in. You presented a great night. Thank you.
Donuts and schnitzels. Councillor Stevens.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. On Monday last week, I went to another session being run by Exxon about the decommissioning of the, I think, 13 of these rigs that they're decommissioning in Bass Strait. And of course, that's been going on now for a couple of years. In 2027, they will be bringing out the ship pioneering spirit to actually remove these rigs, topsides and jackets. I'd encourage anyone to access YouTube to make a note of the name. It's taken me a while to work out what the right name is, Pioneering Spirit. If you put Google or put Pioneering Spirit into YouTube, they've got a number of clips of how this ship operates. It's just fascinating. It basically picks up the top side at one end and then it goes around, turns around and it lifts the jacket off the other, and these are 5,000 tonnes. They'll bring those jackets into Barry Beach, and from 2028, CMA Contracting, who are the contractors that dismantled Hazelwood, they will be doing the job for possibly at least 3, maybe into the 4th year, so 2028 till probably early 2031. They are going to have 60 to 80 people on site. Their preference is to employ local people. They already have a number of local contractors already ready to go. And apparently the Cube, who of course are the managers of the Barry Beach Marine Terminal now since 2017, they said that they were going to lodge their planning permit application with the South Gippsland Shire last Friday. So I assume that process is now started. It's going to be a massive job. They're going to line these 13 rigs up in a row on the land set aside at Barry Beach, and then they will dismantle them. They expect to move 20 truckloads of material per day and have probably 50 truck movements over 4 years. And so it's all, I think Exxon are doing an excellent job of communicating. I think they were having 3 or 4 sessions, and that was the second round. I think they're planning to give the community an update every 3 months of what they're doing. There's some environmental issues, but I think they're doing their very best to minimise environmental issues and address anybody's concerns about contaminants. And it's going to be a very interesting project. So I think what we need to do is we need to see if we can get local people trained up to work for CMA Contracting, and then hopefully seamlessly transfer them to offshore wind contractors, because there should be a bit of a change. So we obviously need to engage with the offshore wind contract companies too about making sure we've got trained staff. So, yep, thanks again to Exxon, and and the other thing, of course, of interest is that it's, at this stage, Exxon are still planning on producing gas until 2035, but there may be a possibility of that going on beyond that time. I think there's some work going on behind the scenes that they're not sort of saying much about at the moment. So, thanks, Mayor.
Terrific. Thanks, Councillor Stevens. I think that's the end of our invited addresses, presentations or acknowledgements. Thank you, councillors. We don't have any questions on notice. We move then on to delegates' reports. I believe I have a few of those. Councillor Madeley, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to provide a brief update on 2 meetings: the recent Gippsland Climate Change Network meeting, which was held in May, and the Gippsland Art Gallery Advisory Group meeting, which I attended yesterday. At the GCCN meeting, we discussed several exciting developments across the region. The Gippsland Offshore Wind Community Assembly has officially commenced, with 50 randomly selected community members from coastal and nearby areas now participating in a deliberative process exploring how offshore wind can best benefit our communities, families and coastline. The network has also secured funding from Regional Development Victoria to support further community energy projects, including updates to the Gippsland New Energy Portal, youth education programs on renewable careers, and coordination of offshore wind informations and electrification for local groups. Planning is also well underway for the Gippsland New Energy Conference in Traralgon on September 9 and 10. This event, originally initiated by Wellington Shire, will feature prominent speakers with a research focus, and an on-farm sustainability showcase is also planned. Moving on to the Gippsland Art Gallery Advisory Group, we met last night for our quarterly meeting. Updates are that the gallery continues to thrive. We received updates on upcoming and recent exhibitions and public programs, strong gallery attendance figures and positive media coverage, and continued success in philanthropy, with a number of notable donations and acquisitions for the collection. There were a number of proposed acquisitions that we discussed, as well as generous donations from private collectors. These additions significantly enrich the gallery's collection and reflect our commitment to artistic excellence and cultural growth in our region. Of course, there was a great deal of excitement around the Gippsland Art Gallery's blockbuster exhibition, Turner and Australia, which is our major exhibition for the year. This is a journey through 2 centuries of epic landscape painting, a unique and compelling exhibition that explores both the timing of Turner's major artistic breakthroughs. Turner and Australia draws together key works by Turner, some of which have been borrowed from Australian public collections, and they are presented alongside a diverse chronology of Australian art. So works include those by Eugene von Gerard, Frederick McCubbin, Tom Roberts and Arthur Streeton. This is a ticketed exhibition that opens on Friday night and runs from June 7th to August 24th. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. We have Councillor Lowe and then Councillor Bannerman, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. On the Wednesday, the 28th of the 5th, I attended the Stratford Structure Plan meeting at the Stratford Football Club. We had approximately 15 people turn up, which was, I thought, a reasonable turnout. They raised a couple of good issues. I'll just talk about some of them here. One was they wanted a lollipop lady for the Stratford primary school. Yep. 40 kilometre an hour zone from the daycare past the primary school on Wellington Street. They want a path to the Stratford daycare. They wanted access across the highway to the Stratford Gymnasium. They wanted new signs put at each end of Stratford, naming the services in town, things people can do, etc. They spoke about zoning, parking, obviously the future expansion of Stratford, and they just spoke about any of the future expansion sites. They wanted the council to send out letters explaining that they could possibly be again rezoned, and if they wanted to subdivide, they could, etc. But it was a really productive session, and everyone seemed to get a lot out of it. Thank you.
Councillor Bannerman.
Thank you, Mayor. So last week I attended the Southerly 10 Community Advisory Group meeting, which meets about every 2 months to come together from a wide range of community representatives to discuss and challenge any issues around the wind turbine development and connection through to the electricity grid. In this meeting, they were talking about the focus now being on the Gifford Hub area, which is where the underground cables from the offshore wind turbines are due to hit land. And of course the well-known sort of path up through the Loyang Rosedale area. It was noted that whilst that initial part is proposed to be underground coming onto shore, that the second stage is currently proposed to be above ground. And basically all developers, not just Southerly 10, will be required to arrive at the connection point at Gifford. Stage 1 of the project is moving ahead, so the state government will be holding an auction, the first auction for 2 gigawatts of power, which will be up for grabs with the aim of having that in service in 2033. And the longer term aim of the Victorian government is that essentially through that Gifford onshore area, or on land area, that 7 of the 9 gigawatts that Victoria is trying to have in place by 2040 will be coming in through that hub area. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bannerman. Any other delegates reports? No, thank you. We then move on to 11.1, the Assembly of Councillors report. Councillor Folk, thank you.
I move that Council note and receive the attached Assembly of Councillors records for the period 12th of May to the 25th of May 2025.
Seconded, Councillor Wells. Is that motion opposed? Motion not being opposed is carried. Do you wish to speak to that, Councillor Fote?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Move then on to item 11.2, the adoption of the 2025 property revaluation. Councillor Stevens.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I will move the Council adopt the following valuation figures as advised by the Valuer-General at the return date of the 1st of January 2025. Those figures are set out in the chart: site value, capital improved value and net annual value. I'm not even sure, I think it's $20.5821145 billion is the capital improved value. So pretty major figures. So moved, Mayor.
Thank you. Seconded, Councillor Lowe. Is that motion opposed? The motion not being opposed, it's carried. Did you wish to speak to that?
Yeah, look, just briefly, Mayor, I think it's very important for everyone to realise, the community to realise that these valuations are returned by the Valuer-General each year as at the 1st of January. The Valuer-General employs the valuers, and the Council and the State Revenue Office use these valuations for the purposes of rating and land tax and other matters. The council basically does not set these values. People get very confused about thinking that we set the values, but we don't. The valuation has probably been, I think there's been more uniform this year. There hasn't been any class of property that seems to have gone up radically above others. Like a couple of years, Mayor, the farm valuations, property valuations went up quite high, but that seems to have evened out a little bit. But really, no one really will know what their valuation is compared to last year's until they get their rate notice. And I'm sure I'm correct in saying, I'll just quickly check with the Manager Corporate Services, I'm pretty sure now we're not sending out separate valuation notice. It'll now go out with the rate notice, so people need to realise if they have an objection that they will have to look at their rate notice when they get it first notice. That's right, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's what. So it needs to be emphasised that that's what the general public needs to do, and they need to just check and see that they're happy with their valuation, and otherwise contact the VG.
No, thanks, Councillor Stevens, and thank you for that clarification. In fact, it probably pulls us in line with the other councils in terms of the single rate notice. I know many of the councils that are near us have always been doing that. We were sending a separate valuation notice out, but that's right, now it's all on the one document. We move then on to item 11.3, the funding and procurement of public infrastructure works policy review. Thanks, Councillor Lowe.
I move that the Council adopt the attached updated funding and procurement of public infrastructure works policy.
Seconded, Councillor Wells. Is that motion opposed? The motion not being opposed, it's carried. Councillor Lowe?
This is just a formality of updating internal policies as part of the Wellington Shire Council. Thank you.
Thank you. We move on to item 12.1, the endorsement of the Wellington Disability Advisory Committee members. Thanks to Councillor Madeley. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council 1 appoint the nominated community representatives to the Wellington Disability Advisory Committee as detailed in the confidential attachment 12.1.2, Wellington Disability Advocacy Selected Applicant Summary, June 2025, and I'll take item 2 as read.
Thank you. Second to Councillor Bannerman. Is that motion opposed? The motion not being opposed, it's carried. So I can announce the applicants in that selected applicant summary, and thank you for putting their hands up. Ron Darcy, Rachel Smith, Rosalie O'Neill, Jean Kemp, Sally Glass, Michael Kenny, Christina Shears, Chantel Gotts, Sean Craddock and Cade Britton. Did you wish to speak, Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Tonight I'm really proud to move the motion to formally appoint the community representatives to the Wellington Disability Advisory Committee. This committee plays an important role in supporting council to improve access and inclusion for people living with disability and those who care for them across our shire. Over March and April, council called for expressions of interest, and we were pleased to receive 16 applications from passionate, committed community members. Following an interview process led by council officers, we now have a strong group of individuals ready to bring valuable lived experience, insight and energy to this important work. The committee will meet 4 times a year and contribute to key initiatives, including Council's Disability Action Plan. I will also be a part of this committee as a councillor representative. I'd like to thank everyone who applied, and I look forward to the positive impact this group will have across the Wellington Shire.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. We move then on to item 13.1, the Quarterly Capital Report. Councillor Fote, thank you.
I move that Council note changes to the 2024-2025 adopted capital works budget with $4,694,154 removed from the program since the 18th of February 2025 Council report, resulting in an adjusted capital works budget of $62,919,385 as shown in attachment 13.1.1, which also includes projects that have been deferred or cancelled for reasons as shown.
Seconded, Councillor Bannerman. Is that motion opposed? The motion not being opposed, it's carried. Did you wish to speak?
No, I'm
That's
pretty good at that.
I have the same trouble after Maltesers. If we move on to, then, Councillors, move on to further gallery and online comments. Before I invite anyone from the gallery, we do have one online question that's been received, which I'll read out, and that person will get a response from Council. The question is liability in the from Cameron Dunlop, emailed on the 21st of May. Liability in the event of a bushfire at Earl Street in Woodside when standard low vehicles are unable to escape due to bottoming out on the road. That's the question from Cameron Dunlop. I should have said it probably needs what is the liability in the event of a bushfire at Earl Street in Woodside. But we'll respond to Cameron in writing as well. I believe we may have someone in the gallery. No, we have no other gallery comments.
No, none, Mayor.
Thank you. So thank you all. We close the meeting. Are you stopping the...